Welcome to this visualization, or analytical explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into a really fascinating breakdown of one of the absolute biggest corners of the digital world right now, true crime storytelling. We all know true crime is a massive, massive phenomenon, right? But how exactly are these stories packaged, presented, and perfectly optimized to just grab our attention and not let go? Well, to figure that out, we're going to decode this entire genre using a specific channel called Crime Ki Kahani as our primary dataset. We're essentially stripping away the mystery to reveal the very real mechanics of digital true crime.
So here is our game plan for today. We'll start by decoding true crime YouTube. Then we'll look at the latest Hamada case, map out the geography of these covered crimes, uncover common themes and motives, and look at the most watched crime stories. Finally, we'll pull it all together to understand the true crime obsession. Okay, let's look beyond those sensational titles and map out exactly how this channel captures its audience.
Section 1. Decoding True Crime YouTube, the channel landscape.
Okay, so we're using the channel Crime Ki Kahani, which literally translates to Story of Crime, as our perfect case study here. In an absolute sea of content out there, this channel gives us an incredibly consistent look at how true crime is serialized for a really dedicated audience. To wrap your head around the scale of their operation, just look at this number, 43,400. That's their subscriber count. Now, in the highly competitive world of YouTube, pulling in over 43,000 dedicated followers is a huge deal. It's tangible proof of their reach, and honestly, it shows the immense appetite people have for this specific genre. These aren't just casual, passing viewers. These are people who have actively opted in to have these dark, gritty narratives delivered straight to their feeds on a regular basis.
Section 2. The latest. Hamada case.
Let's move to a recent upload to show you exactly how a typical case is presented to the viewer. The title of this story translates to the sensational Sorit murder case story that will terrify you. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the deliberate use of highly dramatic, evocative language. The creators aren't just dryly giving you the facts of a police report. No way. They are making a very specific promise about how this story is going to make you feel.
Let's actually break down the anatomy of this title to understand the psychological hooks that make viewers click. It's like a three-part formula. First, it mentions a highly specific location, Surat. This immediately grounds the story in reality. Second, it uses powerful emotional trigger words, like terrifying or heart-wrenching. It is targeting your visceral emotions before the video even starts playing. And finally, the inclusion of the word sensational promises you a hidden narrative. It's basically whispering, hey, this isn't just some ordinary crime, this is extraordinary, and we've got the inside scoop. This structure, it's an absolute masterclass in digital packaging.
Section 3. Geography of covered crimes.
Now, when you pull back and look at the channel's entire library, a really specific geographic strategy emerges. I want you to notice just how localized these stories are. Take a look at this table we compiled. We have the Surbi Raj murder located up in Patna, the Laxmi Madre case way down in Andhra Pradesh, the Wrinkle Markana incident over in Gujarat, and the Pallavi Solanki case right in the middle in Madhya Pradesh. What this brilliantly illustrates is that they cast a massive net across all of India. By jumping from state to state, they completely avoid becoming just a niche local newsfeed. Instead, they build this hyper-localized connection with diverse regional audiences while taking their broader subscriber base on a literal true crime tour of the country.
Section 4. Common themes and motives.
Once you look past those individual case locations, some super fascinating narrative patterns start to pop up. The channel leans heavily into four major themes. First up, extreme family betrayal. We're talking stories about an or a wife blinded by lust, which completely shatters the illusion of a safe home. Second, unprecedented brutality, using vivid descriptions like all bones separated. Third, and this one is huge, peculiar evidence. They prominently feature things like a blue drum or a bedbox. And fourth, unexpected witnesses. They actually had an episode detailing how a family dog became the crucial witness to a crime. These aren't just random trivia facts, they serve as incredibly memorable narrative anchors that separate these videos from your standard nightly news broadcast.
Actually, there's another genuinely brilliant element to their strategy: timeline manipulation. On the left side here, you've got modern cases, like the Mohammed Nawab murder from Uttarakhand that literally happened just a month ago. But then, on the right, you see cases like the Vidya Jain contract killing, a notorious event from all the way back in 1973. The channel is incredibly effective at blending these breaking modern tragedies with vintage historical mysteries. This basically ensures they never run out of material, and it provides a rich variety of content that keeps subscribers hooked and constantly coming back for more.
Section 5. Most watched crime stories. So the crucial point is, how does all of this actually translate into numbers? Let's take a look.
How does this thematic and geographic packaging translate into viewership metrics? Well, check out this bar chart of their top-performing stories. That Videogiant historical case sits at a very respectable 372,000 views. The Aishwarya Tejeshwar case, which featured that bizarre blue drum element we just talked about, is sitting at 303,000 views. But towering over the rest of the pack is the Snehal Gaware case, with an absolutely staggering 862,000 views. And the hook for that top story? The bed box murder. This data clearly proves that cases anchored by highly specific, mundane-turned-bizarre elements, like an everyday piece of bedroom furniture hiding a dark secret, just completely blow standard narratives out of the water, drawing nearly 1 million views.
Section 6. The True Crime Obsession.
Okay, so let's bring all this data together to understand the broader audience trend here. If Crime Ki Kahani proves anything, it's that there is a massive, insatiable public appetite out there for true crime. But, importantly, not just any true crime. It thrives on a very calculated mix. You need the localized geographical connection that makes the threat feel close to home. You need extreme emotional hooks that promise a visceral reaction. And you need peculiar, highly specific details, like a bedbox or a dog acting as a witness, to elevate a standard police blotter into a gripping narrative. That right there is the absolute anatomy of modern digital true crime.
We've seen the data, we've decoded the strategy, and we've analyzed the massive view counts together. But honestly, it leaves us with something much deeper to ponder. When an everyday object like a bedbox draws nearly 1 million of us to click and watch a story of profound tragedy, what does our fascination with these stories actually say about society? It's a question definitely worth asking yourself the next time a sensational headline catches your eye on your feed. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.